Hey everybody, I'm Ethan Wayne, and we've got a special treat for you on the channel today. It's a behind-the-scenes documentary on a small film called Comanche. And the reason we're showing it is because Burt Kennedy, the writer and the director of it, wrote and directed some of my father's films, as well as many other movie stars Burt worked with. I was lucky enough to get hired by him when I was a young guy for a movie of the week called Alamo, 13 Days to Glory. And anyway, Burt was in the last mounted cavalry troop during World War II. And there's a famous horse called Comanche. Comanche was the only survivor of the battle at Little Bighorn. Comanche was a war horse. And Burt had always wanted to tell the story, and he finally took it upon himself to write and produce this and direct this little film. I was on the film with him. I got to play a small part in it, and I had a Sony camcorder that I drug around, and at the end of the film, you know, we edited that down into kind of a behind the scenes, the making of Comanche, which is now a companion piece to Burt's film, and we're going to play it on the channel. So I hope you guys enjoy it. That's just a little backstory as to why it's there.
Burt Kennedy has written, directed, or produced over 75 films. He has worked with such notable actors as John Wayne, Glenn Ford, Henry Fonda, Frank Sinatra, Kirk Douglas, Robert Mitchum, James Garner, Jack Elam, and Angie Dickinson. During World War II, Burt served in one of the last mounted cavalry divisions and was awarded a Silver Star, Bronze Star, and 2 Purple Hearts. It was in the cavalry that he first heard about the legendary warhorse Comanche, the only cavalry survivor of the battle at the Little Bighorn. 55 years later, he decided to make a film honoring this horse.
The gag is he starts to tell the story the night he's dying, and then Chris goes back and starts saying when he was a colt, when he was born, and we take him through his whole career until he's 29 years old and he died. So it's good. Nobody's ever done the real story of Comanche. Keogh's a great character, yeah. Buck played Keogh.
Where did you first hear about Comanche?
When I was in the cavalry, they used to just talk about him, you know.
Yeah.
He was kind of their mascot, even though he'd been dead then for many, many years. You know.
But he's the only American survivor, right?
He was the only one of the 7th.
As bad as it was, as far as my hand was concerned,
Yeah.
the weather was stinking. It was really bad in Canada. We probably shot out of 8 days, we probably shot 4, you know. But we didn't get exactly what we needed, but it goes together, you know.
Yeah.
The horror of Calgary was Finnegan and I were in a barn, and Burt Kennedy had eased out, and 2 minutes later I walked out to see, look for Burt, and what happened? Burt had broken his arm. Now we had not shot a piece of film yet. We were just scouting.
50 pictures and I'd fall on my ass. I have never gotten hurt on a picture. Knock on Formica, you know.
So you've broken the tip off this one, you've munched this through here. Now, this is the important one. When you look at the side one, I can't imagine them ever being able to put a plate in there. And then, well, you're not going to have a good wrist there ever.
Okay, well, I don't need it.
The other options would be specialists have a look at it in Calgary.
No. I'm sort of pressed for time, so what, I mean, I should be out there now.
This man's a great storyteller. He uses great judgment in what stories that he feels need to be told. This is certainly one of those stories. This is a part of American history that everyone who sees it and learns about it will be enriched.
Production office is in 2902. It's open all day long today. If you have any questions, call Sharon or myself.
I'm concerned about one thing right off the bat, which is we talked about moving the shed and the thing, and that works tomorrow.
I know.
And,
Hopefully you'll see that this afternoon.
Okay.
Norman, do you know what had to be done up there? There were a couple of buildings that had to be moved that had just skidded out of the way.
The blood that was on Comanche was Keogh's blood. That's why they thought he was shot 7 times. But he also had Keogh's blood on him a lot. And I think he'd be writing, writing with it rather than a typewriter thing. He just would have a lantern.
Tent or anything nearby?
No, just
No tent.
just
out in the middle of nowhere.
just out. Well, that's what he would do. He was. That guy was. He actually was with him, Mark Kellogg. He wrote this dispatch the night before they went up to the Rosebud, and he got killed with Custer. Yeah.
As far as Bert Kennedy, to me, he's a legend with the tops. If they'd take the faces off of that mountain up there in South Dakota, put Burt Kennedy, John Ford, John Huston, Raoul Walsh, these guys what made Westerns.
They stay close to their moms, don't
Yeah,
they?
right. Well, they'll stay right on there.
Right there.
Oh.
Oh, here's their little star.
Cute. Hi, sweetheart.
Like,
Hey, baby.
hey.
Okay, let's go up. I want to make these guys rolling. We're starting down by that gate where we bring all the horses over the hill and down, and then we bring them into here. I like the beginning of it. It was great.
We have cut. All right, Bruce, will you bring them back?
We print everything. Yes, we're up in the corral, and we'll tell the boys, just have them let those horses sleep while we're fooling around, and then we'll tell them where to come.
I saw Bert at a film festival, and we were on a panel together. Of course, I love to hear him talk because he's got so many great stories. And he said, oh, incidentally, he says, I want you to play Captain Miles Keogh and ride Comanche in this documentary I'm doing. I said, you're kidding.
Did you know about Comanche before that?
Yeah. And I mean, this is the kind of stuff I love. I like to paint. I like history. And I love horses. I raise horses. My wife and I do in Texas. And I thought, God, I would love to do that. And I am. I am totally flattered and thrilled to be able to be a part of this project because I think people that love horses all over the world will enjoy this. It's a horse story.
You're rolling now.
Whenever he played a scene with Duke where he had to be side by side, he would kick mounds of dirt up to stand on, and when Kurt wasn't looking, Duke could kick him down.
I kept saying, is he able to ride that horse? Get Buck up there and give him a chance. He comes riding up in the foreground, the horse bucking right off through the camera.
Oh, gee.
Well, they're supposed to be warmed up. This is a fresh horse. He'll be ridden in a week. That's right. Mexico. American actor working down there. And next morning he came down, he said to David Huddleston,
somebody robbed my room. They stole all my clothes. And David said, well, did you tell the manager? And he said, yeah. He said, I went to him and I said, last noches, about 8:30, I come up in my coaches to my casa. I went up to my room and my goddamn rupees were stolen. And the manager says, no comprende. He said I told him 3 times in his own language and he didn't understand. Come on.
Your dad told us he knew how to ride.
He does.
He keeps falling down.
He's supposed to do that.
Remember when we were trying to have that horse that was the lay-down horse? Yeah. It took about 6 guys and they were wrestling him to the ground.
It took him about 5 times to get the horse on the ground.
Yeah, and it's really dangerous when you get a horse starts flailing away and kicking, you know.
Up there, a couple of guys would have to lay on the horse to keep him down.
I know it. And you'd get the shot, hopefully, and before the horse decided to get up. Yeah, right.
That must have hurt.
Yeah, Goldie, she got mad at
Say that, I say that. That's a wrap. Yeah.
Dr. Polly.
Dr. Polly.
Okay, do I have to go over this first part now? You think they could have made it a little smoother? I'd complain.
You should have it on, you'd complain more.
Don't start pointing that thing at me.
Only your chin and your chest is in.
Really? Well, I'll fix that. I'm too busy for this. No, Ethan, I've told you how many times have I told you? Get me only when I'm moving. I have to be in action. Action, action.
I'll show you where you come along, you come up here and you see the camera there. You walk up to that camera, you'll be picking flowers here and you got a little basket with your flowers in it. And you'll stop and you'll look up and you'll see the horse. And you put your basket down and you cross on out.
Good.
That's a wrap.
Where he was in India. Rob.
Bye, Ilo.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much. Take care of those horses.
Priority.
Okay.
All I remember is that we had difficulty shooting because of the weather. We had 1 or 2 nice days.
Where?
Where? In Calgary. Calgary, that's where we were.
Kansas.
Oh, in Kansas?
Yeah.
Oh, that's another movie. Well, now, what do you want to know?
Gotta get the sound, the smoke, and everything all. Gotta get it all rolled together.
It shoots. It actually shoots.
It actually shoots.
And all we'll have is, what do we have, 18 guys? 18. And will you lead the horse out?
Whatever you want me to do.
Okay, well, let's do that. Why don't you lead the horse out? Okay. And then we'll have 17 guys. They're just
All
spaced.
one.
Yeah,
One file.
one file.
Okay.
Maybe we already use that one, but if we have this kind of tables, that would be better.
Is that Doug's not very heavy then?
No.
I mean, what do you think? I think it'd be cool. You know, that would.
That looks like might be good.
It's not
Wait, he can't get out of it.
Ethan, is it gonna rain?
Yes.
You know, you guys are very cool about this whole situation, but I got news for you. If you were both sitting over here with the rain backlit,
It's water through those little holes.
yeah.
Give me a daily. How much it costs us a day?
You want a bigger one?
Less here than in.
I don't think many people in the movie business realize that Bert Kennedy is a true American hero. I mean, he really is a war hero. And one of the most moving things for me when he was in Washington, D.C. was when we did a wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington Cemetery, and watching Mr. Kennedy walk down, being escorted by all of the military and laying a wreath at the tomb of the unknown, knowing his military history, was just an amazing experience, and I know meant a great deal to him, but also to the USO to be able to do that kind of an event.
Camera A, Parker. All right, here we go. All right, action.
Back when we were doing Simon & Simon, if he were dissatisfied with the way a particular take had gone, you'd hear, cut. Well, that was awful, let's try that again. And then if he were really pleased with a take, it would be, cut, well, it's about as funny as that's going to get, let's move on. And he just, you know, never bogged down into seriousness about you or him or anything else, other than the work that he takes seriously.
Where did you first meet Bert?
On Simon & Simon. He was one of our regular directors. He was very good in our show, wasn't he? He was the colonel. I mean, he's the colonel who gives the order to retire the horse, and he became the colonel, yeah.
2. The commanding officer of Troop 1 will see that a special and comfortable stall is fitted up for him, and he will not be ridden by any person whatsoever under any circumstances, nor will he be put to any kind of work.
There's a rap from Fort Lauderdale.
Very good. Thank you.
And you know, you think we get paid from this guy?
Looking great. You look younger. You look good. Good. Oh, that was you.
What's going on? How long have you been here?
Damn. You grown up, man.
No, he ain't.
Yeah?
He ain't never gonna grow up.
I'll be down.
Here, of course, on the website. Yeah. Of course, here. Yeah. We're raising eight as that.
There isn't a deli anywhere in New York as good I've never noticed it.
Of the bloody tragedy of the Little Bighorn, Montana, June 25, 1876. This kind treatment and comfort should be a special pride and solicitude on the part of the 7th Cavalry, to the end that his life may be prolonged to the utmost limit. Hereafter, upon all occasions of ceremony of mounted regimental formation,
We should determine how long this is and where we're going with it and how we should wrap it up.
The difference between the Canadian lay-down horse and Jack Lilly's horse was that Jack's horse would lay down and stay.
They're trained.
We should be out farther from the wall, right?
Far enough out to get.
He got the idea.
To get
Flank him up.
Get Chris behind you.
No, get behind him, get now.
Okay.
Bruce Scott.
Why don't we do a shot?
I'll say that rather than I already did because they're watching me do what I do. Oh, right. And while you're talking to me,
action.
Sergeant.
Well, let's have a look, old timer. Poor old Comanche. Time's his enemy now. Good night, Sergeant.
The hell it is.
Would you mind if I stay here too? It's true, you know. We're about to be bombed.
We'll pick it up from good night, Sergeant.
That's a cut. Are we,
We're ADOC.
all right, thank you, Bert.
Right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Hey, crew, thank you very much.
There's not one damn thing I don't like about the picture.